Well, on one hand, politics heating up in the national capital. Mumbai is not too far behind in this. And today, of course, we had a bitter exchange of words between two top leaders of Union Home Minister Amit Shah and the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Uddhav Thackeray. So after Amit Shah's visit to Mumbai, the BJP unit has trained its guns on the Pawar home turf of Baramati. Senior Maharashtra BJP leaders, including President Bavan is visiting Baramati to reach out to the BJP supporters and workers with a mega outreach plan in Baramati, where BJP state chief held crucial meetings. Remember, this is a constituency of the Pawar family. It's a stronghold of the Pawars, where the family hasn't seen defeat in either Vidhan Sabha or Lok Sabha polls. After snubbing the Thackerays politically, Baramati seems to be BJP's next destination. Let's listen in to BJP state chief Mr. Bavan speaking exclusively to Mirror Now.
आप पूरे शहर में आपका दौरा है, आप अलग-अलग लोगों से मिल रहे हैं, बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ताओं से, क्या है?
देखिए, हमने बारामती लोकसभा योजना का प्रवास है और इस लोकसभा में सारे मतदान केंद्र पे, सारे गांवों में हम संगठन मजबूत करके पार्टी को मजबूत करने की योजना बनाई है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में, अमित भाई शाह के नेतृत्व में, माननीय जेपी नड्डा जी हमारे अध्यक्ष के नेतृत्व में हम महाराष्ट्र में एकनाथ शिंदे, देवेंद्र फडणवीस, शिव सेना, भारतीय जनता पार्टी युति करेंगे और युति के साथ 45+ सीटें हम जीतेंगे, जिसमें बारामती भी होगी और सारी विधानसभाएं 200 विधानसभाएं हम जीतेंगे। उसकी तैयारी हमने चालू कर दी है और हम निश्चित रूप से ये टारगेट पूरा करेंगे।
Monday, sounding the bugle for the BMC polls, Union Home Minister Amit Shah launched a scathing attack on Shiv Sena President and former CM Uddhav Thackeray, where he is quoted as saying, as per sources, that the target for the BJP in the BMC polls is 150 seats. And also stating that Uddhav Thackeray betrayed the BJP after seeking votes in the name of Narendra Modi and Devendra Fadnavis. So he urged the workers to show Uddhav his place, and adding that BJP now must dominate Mumbai. That was the clarion call made by Amit Shah. At the same time, also clarifying that there was no commitment made to Uddhav in the 2019 polls for the post of CM. In response to those statements, Uddhav Thackeray made a stinging remark today on Amit Shah, calling his visit to Mumbai inauspicious. Let's listen in.
काल तर मी मगाशी म्हणताना बोललो, काल मंगलमूर्ती आणि अमंगलमूर्ती दोन्ही आपण बघितल्या मुंबईमध्ये. आता मंगलमूर्तीच्या दर्शनाला आले होते, पण आल्यानंतर असं म्हणतात की ती मंगलमूर्ती तिकडे अगोदर काही बोलू नये, पण ते बोलून गेले. आता तिकडे सुद्धा त्यांना ते गणपतीच्या मंडपात सुद्धा राजकारण दिसतं, तर आपण काही करू शकत नाही. मी एवढंच म्हणतो की गणपती हा बुद्धिदाता आहे, सगळ्यांना त्यांनी सुबुद्धी द्यावी हीच माझी गणरायाकडे प्रार्थना आहे. सांगण्याचा मुद्दा काय की काल त्यांनी येऊन ते सांगून गेले की आता शिवसेनेला जमीन दाखवायची, दाखवा. ते जमीन दाखवल्यानंतर त्याला काय बोलायचं ते बोलू. थोडक्यामध्ये आता संघर्षाचा काळ आहे, शिवसेना ते संपवायला निघालेले आहे आणि या संघर्षाच्या काळामध्ये जो सोबत राहतो तो आपला आणि त्याच्यात ही सगळी मंडळी, म्हणजे आता इकडे आमदार म्हटलं तर भास्करराव आहेत, रवींद्र वायकर आहेत, अनिल परब आहेत, सुनील प्रभू आहेत, आणखीन कोण आमदार. याही आमदारांना ते लालूच दाखवून नेऊ शकत होते, का नाही नेऊ शकले? कारण शेवटी निष्ठा हा असा एक विषय असतो, तो किती किंमत लावली, बोली लावली तर तो विकला जाऊ शकत नाही आणि कोणी विकत घेऊ शकत नाही. त्याच्यामुळे हे सगळे निष्ठावान हे सोबत राहिले.
Okay, so that's a statement from the former CM, and prior to that, we also heard the BJP state chief. My colleague Swarali and Abhishek has brought us these inputs. So I'll go across to Swarali, who was earlier in Baramati in Pune district, and Abhishek is reporting from Mumbai. Swarali, when you spoke to the BJP chief, it was pretty clear that the BJP has taken the challenge head on, that this time they're targeting Baramati. They want to dislodge the Pawars from Baramati. Was that the message that the BJP chief sends out to the workers there? What else can you share with us?
Yes, so let me tell you that since morning they have been attending, programs and events. All the BJP workers, party workers, foot soldiers and all the senior leaders were present, including State President Chandrasekhar Bawankure, as we Mirror now has already talked with him. So if we look at the emotion, basic emotion which comes out of it is that they are ready and they were preparing for the election 2024. Now let me tell you, it's almost before 2 years that they have started that preparations, because BJP has recognized 144 constituencies throughout the country wherein they need to work their week in these constituencies, and 16 out of these constituencies lie in Maharashtra. Now, one of them is Baramati. Now, let me tell you, Baramati is stronghold of NCP Pawar family. Always currently, Supriya Sue is the representative of Baramati region, and they have started a campaign-like drive from Baramati. They have also declared that Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will be visiting Baramati 6 times in next 18 months, that is before election 2024.
Yes.
एक जो माहौल बोलते हैं, अगर if we look at the माहौल which was created in the city, they are preparing, thousands of workers also joined BJP today, and they are encouraging that every worker should reach at least 10 homes and should increase 50 votes each, so that their vote base will increase, vote bank will increase, and that's how they are preparing, their strategizing to take a hold over Baramati, which is known to be a powerhouse for NCP, which is opposition for BJP right now, BJP Shinde government, and
Yes.
they have been repeatedly saying that BJP Shinde government will come out with victory.
Yes, thanks very much for joining us, Swarali. Abhishek, coming to you as well. Baramati, like Swarali was saying, is a very important constituency. It has about 6 assembly segments under it. So clearly, target Baramati is one. But on the other hand, keeping the Mumbai polls in mind as well, you have the Union Home Minister Amit Shah landing up here and making a clarion call here as well over the number of seats that they want to win. So this is not just Mumbai, but across the state, the BJP is sort of making a move in the strongholds of the major leaders, whether it's the Thackerays or the Pawars. Abhishek?
Yes, definitely, and you will have to understand, this change of tactics has happened after the formation of Shinde-Fadnavis government. And yesterday when Amit Shah was in Mumbai, he clearly, while addressing the party cadre, said that, 150 plus will be the target for the BMC poll, and every worker should be on ground and reach out to Mumbaikars. On the other hand, he hit out at Uddhav Thackeray, telling that he backstabbed us, and this is the time we need to show him his place. And to which the Uddhav Thackeray has reacted today, and he clearly, hitting out at Amit Shah, said that he expected him to take the darshan of Lord Ganesha in this festive, atmosphere, rather than he did politics in the Ganesh Pandal, which is very unfortunate. On the other hand, he clearly said that we are ready for the fight when it comes to BMC poll and will surely give a befitting reply. And importantly, he even told that I am right now with my loyalist, and loyalty is something which cannot be purchased and will never be for sale. A clear-cut message to Amit Shah, and the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena is ready for the BMC poll, and definitely it is clear and cut statement by Uddhav Thackeray that he is now, whatever left to him are the loyalists, and definitely an important statement that Dussehra rally, he will do the Dussehra rally as stated by him on the iconic Shivaji Park, and he will set the course of action, future course of action on that day itself.
So it's going to be, high political temperatures here in Mumbai for the BMC polls as well, given the kind of rhetoric we are hearing. Thank you so much, Abhishek and Swarali, for joining us. Let me now welcome our panelists, our guest this evening, Asif Bhamla, spokesperson of the BJP, Rohit Chandavarkar, senior journalist, and Mahesh Tapse, spokesperson of the NCP. Very good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. I want to begin with you, Mr. Tapase. If you can sort of give me a response to the kind of clarion call that the BJP has made in Maharashtra, first in Mumbai, then in Baramati, saying the Pawars have to be dislodged. There's a challenge after Amethi, Baramati. And in Mumbai as well, the statement is very strong. I'll come to that later. But first, the challenge of Baramati, Mr. Mahesh.
Claim of President Mr. Chandrasekhar Bawankole to win the Baramati Lok Sabha seat for BJP is a far distant dream. It's absolutely not possible. Whether Mr. Bawankole is aware of the work that our MP Srimati Supriya Suleji has done in her constituency. She has been nominated for the Sansad Ratna 7 times, the Maharatna in the 16th Lok Sabha and the Vishishta Ratna in the 17th Lok Sabha. BJP parliamentarians draw inspiration from the work that Supriya Sule does in her constituency. And I think the statement made by Mr. Bawankole is more for media attention than for reality.
Okay, so you're saying this is only to draw media attention. The Pawars are strong in Baramati. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Asif Bhamla? What we heard today, Mr. Uddhav Thackeray really making a stinging remark on Mr. Amit Shah, taking the challenge that Amit Shah posed for the NCP, Congress and Uddhav Sena combined, particularly targeting Uddhav, the statements that came from Amit Shah. We heard Mr. Thackeray responding to them today.
I mean, our Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah ji was there at the party conclave where we had representatives, and our main aim and focus is, you see, the Mumbai Mahanagar Palika, and we aim at drawing anywhere between 150 to 200 seats. And Amit Shah exhibits a lot of energy between the party cadres. And this visit of his, of course, with the Ganesh and the Ganpati Darshan, post which, when he addressed the workers, there was a lot of support. There was a lot of energy in the meeting also. And why not? I mean, the BMC has, if you go to see, the Shiv Sena stabbed us in the back. In the last election also, they broke the alliance for just 2 seats. In the past election, they fought in an alliance. The Prime Minister and Amit Shah ji categorically in a meeting said that the forthcoming election is fought under the netritwa of Devendra Fadnavis ji. So was Uddhav ji and the entire Shiv Sena wearing some headphones on the meeting when this was officially declared on all public meetings? If you want, you can go on all your past video records. You see, in spite of that, you forged an alliance against the wishes of the ideology which was against Balasaheb Thackeray, to an extent to which Balasaheb Thackeray had said that I would rather shut shop than to alliance with the Congress or with them. So this was a non-required alliance which they did just for their chair, and they stabbed us in the back. And today you see the condition of the Shiv Sena. It's into so many pieces.
But Mr. Bhamla, now it's time to face the people again.
Today,
now there is going to be the Mumbai polls. People are watching all these developments. Of course, after you call it a backstabbing or a betrayal, but you managed to get power back with the help of the Shinde faction. Having said that, it will be the people who will again finally decide which way.
They managed to remove power from us.
Yes, but you managed to get that restored. Now what we are looking at, Mr. Bhamla, is a challenge that has been posed by the BJP to the MVA side. Very clearly, Amit Shah landing in Mumbai, and then you have the BJP state unit chief in Baramati, again making a challenge there, saying we are going to win Baramati this time. These are big statements that have come ahead of the Mumbai polls. Rohit Chandavarkar, how do you see these developments? You know, this.
No, we mean business. We certainly
I got
business.
Your point. I got your
and
point.
We will prove it.
Let Mr. Chandavarkar also weigh into the conversation. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so see, when everybody saw Eknath Shinde being made the chief minister, there was a lot of shock and a lot of surprise and all of that, because everybody had expected 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that Devendra Fadnavis will take over as chief minister when the alliance between Shinde faction and BJP happened. Now today you have the answer to that question: why was Eknath Shinde made chief minister and Devendra Fadnavis took a back seat? That is because Mumbai and 13 other municipal corporations is a big fight for the BJP, and they want to put forth a Shiv Sainik, a person who has grown in Shiv Sena, in command of the whole thing, and of course drive it from behind. Today's Amit Shah's visit to Mumbai is, it makes it very clear that BJP is launching its BMC, Mumbai Municipal Corporation, fight with full strength. Devendra Fadnavis,
Yes.
if you saw him speaking yesterday, he said "Abhi nahi to kabhi nahi," which means that now or never. And BJP is going to use all kinds of tactics, all the forces, all strategy, everything. As we can see nationwide, it is already an election-winning machine. Whether they succeed in BMC and other municipal corporations is a big question, part one. Part two is this time the election, BMC election, is very different from previous elections because the Shiv Sena has seen a divide. There is a vertical split that has happened.
Yes.
So it's going to be very tough for Uddhav to fight this. Of course, Uddhav will be supported by Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar and others. That is, NCP might get into some kind of seat adjustment.
BJP is aiming for 150 plus. And we were running those figures. BJP has made a very big progress from 2012 to 2017.
So last time,
Yes.
last time, there was only a gap of 2 seats, 82
Yes.
and 84, as we can see. And the BJP decided to stay away from local self-government power and kind of made an announcement that there will be a watchdog in the municipal corporation, etc. We all know that history. Now, this time, since they have Eknath Shinde with them and Raj Thackeray on standby, Raj Thackeray's eminence will also kind of make a soft alliance, that is my guess for your viewers, with the BJP in these BMC polls, because it's a 40,000 crore rupee municipal corporation that BJP wants to win. The last factor, of course, is what lies in the voters' minds is a question that we don't have the answer to, because that's what going to be the crucial thing. Whether Uddhav Thackeray obviously will pitch for sympathy from voters, saying that the usual Marathi Manus card he is likely to play. Apart from that, he will say that Shiv Sena was split by BJP. He'll make that allegation. He will ask for sympathy. He will plead, saying that he's true Baba Saheb's legacy.
But Mr.
All of
Rohit
that,
Chandavarkar, even a united Shiv Sena found it tough to defeat the BJP last time. Like you said, it was a margin of just 2 seats. And now with a divided Shiv Sena, BJP seems to have an upper hand. And then, of course, they're starting early with their campaign. They already have their top leaders here. So winning Mumbai is the first step, and then perhaps look at the rest of it. Go ahead, sir. Sorry.
Yes, the last point I want to make is, sometimes simple arithmetic doesn't work, because if you go by the numbers, last time they contested 227, got 84. This time they have to divide seats with NCP or whatever. Arithmetically speaking, what you say makes sense. Okay. But Shiv Sena has already, Shiv Sena has always played the emotional card, and it has worked with Mumbaikars. Look at the, infrastructure in the city. Look at the roads. Look at the flooding that happens during monsoon. Look at the garbage. Look at the slums. All of that. Yes. You can draw a conclusion that Shiv Sena is not really performing to the hilt in the BMC last 20-25 years. Still, they are winning election after election because they make emotional appeals. They use the Marathi Manus card, which works. And this time, they are going to pitch the sympathy card. So whether the 27% population of Mumbai, which is the Maharashtrian, the Marathi-speaking voters, will vote for Shiv Sena in large chunks, whether they are able to, Congress and NCP are able to come together and divide seats and put up an opposition, joint opposition. All these questions, we don't have the answers to those questions right now. Yes. So what I'm saying is you are making a lot of sense speaking arithmetically. But what I'm saying is politics doesn't always depend on arithmetics. It is full of emotions. It is full of many other things, many other factors, last minute things that might happen.
A quick word on the Baramati challenge as well, then I'll go to the other two speakers.
So Baramati, last time Smriti Irani, Union Minister, visited Baramati, her line became a hit on social media. The line was A for Amethi, B for Baramati. So obviously after winning Rahul Gandhi's constituency, Amethi, snatching it away from him. They are now obviously planning to take away Baramati, and they will try their best. Some of the 6 assembly constituencies that fall under Baramati actually come towards Pune city also. Urban areas, rural areas. It has been Sharad Pawar's bastion for last 40, 50 years. Ajit Pawar is an MLA from one of the constituencies. Supriya Sure has been performing very efficiently, etc. That also is going to be a big challenge, because if they are able to put a united opposition, Shinde group, MNS, BJP, all of them coming together, etc., then it might be tough for
So let
NCP
me
to
get
retain
quick
it.
responses on that. This is a short duration conversation. Mahesh Tapase, BJP has started early on this campaign when it comes to Baramati at least. So you can see that every muscle that the BJP has been deployed to win Baramati. How is the NCP, the Pawars going to take up this challenge?
I do not know what challenge is being discussed. I heard Mr. Bawan Kule saying that Honorable Finance Minister Mrs. Nirmala Siddharaman will be campaigning against Supriya Sule ji in the Baramati constituency. I think, I don't know, I've never seen Ms. Siddharaman contest in a Lok Sabha election. First time she got elected from Andhra, next time she got elected to the Rajya Sabha from Karnataka. So she definitely represents 2 different states in the upper house. But I have never seen her contesting a direct election. So I do not know what strategy BJP is up to, or is it, I don't know. Maybe
it's a prestige
whatever.
battle. It's a constituency that has 6 assembly segments. It is the Pawar stronghold. So if you have the BJP defeating the Pawars, wouldn't it downsize someone like Sharad Pawar, who's considered a Maratha strongman?
See, now this is all ifs and buts. At the moment, it's just a statement made by BJP President Mr. Bawan Kule.
Okay.
He's thrown his back in the ring, and now nothing is going to come out. Like the earlier panelist was saying, I was not able to clearly understand the audio. But Pawar has been holding, the Pawar family has been holding the Baramati.
But this is the complacency that cost the Congress Amethi, isn't it? If you believe that we don't have to move a finger and we still retain Baramati, that clearly doesn't happen in politics. Quick response, Asif Bhamla.
No, I didn't say that. I said that in last 50 years, Pawar Sahib has been having a good hold over the Pune district.
Yes, we know that. We know that. What I'm saying is the BJP has moved in. It's striking at the heart of the NCP stronghold, which is what I wanted you to comment on. Thanks very much. Let's get a quick response from Asif Bhamla, please.
I was hearing, I'll first rebut on Mr. Chandravarkar's statements. 25 years the Shiv Sena has been in power, and it seems the sympathy card or the emotional appeal, sympathy for what? You have done a fraud with the mandate of the people of Maharashtra, and you forged an alliance against the wishes of the mandate, and you formed a government that was irrelevant and insignificant, and you were asking for sympathy. You think the people of Maharashtra don't have that much of sense? And after the betrayal by their own party MLAs, for them not getting justice within their own parties, whether it being funds or whether it being getting their works met with, or whether meeting the chief minister was in power then 2.5 years back, if they have drifted apart, we are not to be blamed. It is them and they who are simply responsible. And what sympathy, what vision do they have for a commercial capital of the country, the Mumbai city? You still have
saying
those,
don't just go by the mathematical conclusion, mathematical calculation. People are driven by emotion.
No, I think I'll make myself clear.
You have the worstest infrastructure in the city possible.
Let me make myself clear. I made it very clear.
You have the worst infrastructure in the city. What have they done for 25? Do they have a vision? Does the Shiv Sena have a vision for Mumbai? Does it have a blueprint?
Willie, let me speak for 10 seconds. I've got his point.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got your point.
Closing comment, please.
Let me clarify. I made it clear that the infrastructure in Mumbai is not up to the mark. I mentioned roads, slums, garbage, everything. And I mentioned that despite all this, despite Shiv Sena not performing properly in the BMC, somehow the sympathy card has worked in the last 25 years. That was my statement.
Right.
I'm not
so
saying,
therefore, it's
yeah. So
unpredictable. it's
therefore,
always the
therefore,
people who will have
betraying
the
the-
last
for
word.
betraying the mandate
we can
of
go on and
Maharashtra.
on till cows come home. But the reality is people are watching. And I think people are smart enough to understand what's going on.
Sympathy for
and
betraying the
vote
mandate of
the person
Maharashtra.
who is most deserving. Let's hope for that. Thank you very much, Mr. Asif Bhamla, Rohit Chandavarkar and Mahesh Tapase for joining this conversation.